I painted a cow. I wanted to paint very quickly and loosely, like stream of consciousness writing, but with splashes of paint instead of words. I usually paint with oil, but used acrylic paint for this experiment. Acrylic forces me to paint fast because it dries so quickly, especially in our low humidity environment. I spread the paint with fingers, paper, towels, palette knife, large stiff bristled brushes, and I stabbed thick globs of paint and twisted the brush to lift swirling peaks of paint. I didn't plan and just had a vague idea of what I was trying to represent. When the cow appeared in this colorful and unclear setting, a story began to come to me. The painting looked psychedelic, and that triggered a memory. When I was probably 14 or 15 years old, I had ordered seeds for a plant called the sacred Datura. I liked the name, and the white flowers looked really cool to me. After I received the seeds, I found out that the sacred Datura was also called Jimson weed, or sometimes loco weed. Consuming it could cause hallucinations, and it could trigger extreme illness and even death. I decided that this cow that I'd painted was named Datura, after the plant. Datura loved to eat, and she loved flowers. She was munching on the white blooms when she noticed her environment was changing. The clouds were towering vertically instead of their normal orientation, and they seemed to vibrate or wave. She could hear them. There were many shades of pink, lavender, and purple, and she could now hear each of those colors distinctly. The wall of cactus in the background became an audience. They were witnesses. They were observing Datura. She was so hungry. She began to eat the great colorful jumble of objects in front of her. And as she ate, her hunger and confusion grew. Was she eating the colors, or were the colors coming from inside her? As she thought about this, she realized time had stopped. No, wait, that's not right. Time hadn't stopped. Time was just no more. There was no time. Space was still there, but now Datura existed in more than the three spatial dimensions we're all familiar with. But time, it just didn't exist. To the observer of the painting, the bottom edge of the canvas is blank because Datura's reality cannot be seen. It no longer overlaps with the viewer's reality. The sand of the desert floor where Datura stands is ablaze. Yet she feels no pain. The fire is somehow comforting. It is her new, timeless, eternal home. Her reality. She realizes that the comfortable feeling she was experiencing was death. That's when the terror struck her. She struggled to keep her eyes open. The flames, the roaring sound of vivid colors, the endless, timeless finality was beyond all terror. But when she closed her eyes to blink, that was worse. But if my eyes are opening and closing, doesn't that mean the time is passing? Open, closed, open, closed, open, closed. Each open-eyed experience was the same as every other. Each closed-eye experience was the same as every other. Open or closed, both existed. They were both the same. Both were true, and they were all there was and ever would be. But then, the next time she opened her eyes, she opened her soul, her entirety of being, and it was different. She saw him.